Hi everyone, welcome back to Paula on Knits. This is episode 2 and this time I'm going to show you how to crochet this net purse. It's really easy, it's perfect for beginners and actually can be done in a day. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, it would mean a lot if you gave it a like and subscribe to my channel. And now let's get to it. Let's begin with the materials. You will need a 9mm crochet hook, around 130 meters of teaser yarn, 2 stitch markers and measuring tape. Leave aside 150 centimeters and tie a slip knot there. We're leaving this part of the yarn aside because we're going to come back to that one and finish up our purse on the side. Now we're going to chain 24 chains and we're going to place a stitch marker on our last chain. Now we're going to chain 45 more chains, and you will need to count those 45 from the stitch marker that you placed. Once you finished your 45th chain, you will slip the last chain into the one with the stitch marker. This is going to create a big loop, and this is going to be one of the handles of the bag. Now we will continue by chaining 7, and we will slip into the 8th chain of the main one that we created before. You will do this 3 times in total until reaching the end of that chain. At this point you should have 3 small loops and 1 big loop. You will continue by chaining 23 and add another stitch marker to your last chain. From the stitch marker you will chain again 45, and that will create the second handle of your purse. Stitch into the one that has the stitch marker to create your loop. Now we will do the same steps as before, chaining 7 and slipping into the 8th stitch 3 times, and you will reach the middle of your work. Now you're going to start creating your bag all around the edges and going around your handle all the time. And this part gets a little bit different. You will chain again 7, but instead of slipping into the 8th, now we're going to slip it into the 4th stitch. Here you will continue chaining 7 and slipping into the 8th 3 more times. This last slip stitch, it will be already on your main loop or the handle of your bag. Now you will go around the handle, slipping stitches, until 3 of them remain on the other side. Now that 3 remain in your main loop, we're going to chain 7 and slip into the 8th 7 times in total. Now we have reached the other handle, and we will repeat the same steps that we did before, so we will slip through all the stitches that we have in the handle until 3 remain again. Now that 3 only remain in your main loop, you're going to chain 7 and slip into the 8th again. We will do this 3 times in total. And here comes another change. Now we will chain 4 and we will slip it into the 8th. You will notice that this middle line starts to be created. Now continue chaining 7 and slipping into the 8th 4 more times. Now you have reached the handle again, and you will be slipping stitches into the 2 outer chains until 3 remain. When you get to the other side of the handle and when only 3 chains remain, you will chain 7 and slip into the 8th stitch 8 times more. Now you're back on the other handle And you will repeat the same process as before, slipping into the 2 outer chains until 3 remain on the other side. Now again, chain 7 and slip into the 8th 3 times. Now we're going to chain 7 again and slip also into the 8th, but you will notice that this time it will coincide with the juncture between the 2 loops. This next step is also different. We will be chaining 4 and slipping into the 4th. Now chain 7 and slip into the 8th another 3 times. You will notice that there is still 4 chains until we reach our handle, so we will be slipping stitches into all those 4, and then we will go around the handle also slipping stitches. Once you've finished slipping stitches all around the handle, you will do 4 more slip stitches. Now chain 7 and slip into the 8th 7 times in total. You should be reaching the other handle here, so we will do the slip stitch on the 4 chains before reaching the handle, and then slip stitch all around the handle. We will also be slipping stitches in the next 4 stitches before we chain 7 again and slip it into the 8th 3 times. To finish it off, we will chain 4 and slip it into the 4th. Now we're going to be joining the sides, so you can fold the piece in half so the handles are on top of one another. One side seam will use the current working yarn and the other one will use the leftover yarn that we left on hold in the beginning. With our working yarn, you will be chaining 5 and then slipping into the 8th stitch. You will be doing this 3 times in total on this side. Now we're going to continue with the yarn that we left on hold, and this should be placed in the middle of the bag, so you can grab it with your hook on the other side and chain 3. We're going to be joining the bag in this direction. So we chain 3 and we slip into the juncture of the loops. Repeat this one more time, chaining 3 and slip it into the middle stitch or the 4th, so you will have reached the side of the bag. Now we will repeat the process as for the other side, so we will be chaining 5 and then slipping into the 8th 3 times in total. And here is your bag. You can cut the ends of the yarns, weave the ends on your purse, and you can also place a small bag inside if it feels more comfortable for you. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and thank you so much for watching.